Hey, I'm Vishal Krishna from Mentors for Kids. It's time for another podcast. And why are we doing this podcast? This is for you BCom students to choose a special career. Your BCom is valuable. And I've said this a million times. We want to make you, boys and girls, employable and make our country better. And I bring some wonderful guests to actually encourage you and enable you to learn from them. My guest today has been around in the industry for more than 3 decades. She's got her own company. It's called SC Sharada and Associates. They're company secretaries. And we are going to talk about what a company secretary means as well. So if you're studying your first year BCom, that is a very good career to take up. I'm a BCom student myself. I know what it means to be unemployed. I know what it means to be without a job for 1 year, and it pays on your life, okay, in the long run. So start studying. Log into our LMS. If you've not logged into our LMS yet at Mentors for Kids, go to our Instagram page, get all the content. Please go like, subscribe. And now let's get into the podcast. Ma'am, thank you for coming to this podcast. Really a pleasure because you've had a checkered career, more than 3 decades long. And you built your own business. It's called SC Sharada and Associates. You named it after yourself, right? So we'll get into that in a bit. But why take company secretary? Why start there? Most BCom students would be wondering, I've heard of CA, but, you're right. When we had coffee earlier, company secretary, not many people talk about. It's usually CA. Why did you take company secretary at the time?
Vishal, I think I would like to pick up from one point you made earlier while introducing me. You said you know what it means not to have a job when you are in either first BCom or after you completed BCom.
Correct.
So this is exactly the reason why this course appealed to me back then. I'm talking of 40 years ago, 86. That's when I passed out of, I don't know whether you were born there, born at that time.
Young boy.
Yes, young boy. Because I wanted to pick up a course which would allow me to earn while I learn.
Yes.
Earning and learning, both of them happening parallelly. Because honestly, my family situation was such at that time that 3 of us siblings and my brother had got into an MBA while I was also keen on getting into an MBA. I had done very well in my BCom, but I don't think we could have afforded 2 MBA students in a family at that time.
So that was a family situation.
Yes, that was one of the reasons. Coming from very middle class family, my father was the only earning member, though my mother was really qualified and I'm sure she would have made a great teacher. But whatever, he was the only earning member and he was almost to retire at that stage. So I wanted to make sure that I take up some course where I'm not dependent on him, but I still continue my professional education. So that's the reason I took up this course. And if I can just add, a small little bit story to this, because we had a career counseling session. I very distinctly remember, yes. I studied in Hyderabad and Koti Women's College.
Yes.
And when I studied there, I remember, and there was a lady who called out this course and said, this course is, for both men and women. And one point she made, of course, saying that you don't have to sacrifice your job. You can continue to work somewhere and all along you can also study.
Where were you working, ma'am?
So I had not yet begun because I was in the final year BCom. But she also said, as a profession, she said, I am able to have a balanced work-life balance and professional life and personal life. Back then, work-life balance was nothing, not heard of.
We had not heard of.
Not even after another 2-3 decades. It's only in this last
5 years.
Yeah. And it is too much. It's being hyped up also. But she also made a point that we could have a personal life and a professional life both well together. And that somehow also appealed to me as a woman because I was sure I wanted a family life.
Just a counselor. She just showed up at college.
She was a company secretary at that time. But I haven't met her after that. But this stood in my mind and I felt I should take up this course. That was one of the motivations for me to take up that.
So that was the turning point also for you?
In a way, I would say yes.
So this person shows up, she's a lady, and obviously those days not many ladies in CA or in CS.
Yes.
Right? So Did you approach a firm yourself, or did you just take up the exam? Or
Yeah. So I registered for the exam.
Yes.
And back then there were no coaching classes. There was a school, little for junior school, where there were some in the evening we had place to go and attend some coaching classes. But otherwise, the institute did not have any formal chapter also in Hyderabad. But what I did was I went back to the school where I studied. The reason why I took that was I'm just trying to give you this because you need a lot of preparation for this course. It's not that you just take the exam and you become a company secretary. So I went and approached our school principal, and it was very close, just 5 minutes away from where I stayed. I said, I want to work in the accounts department in your school so that I get time, come back in the evening, then get ready and go to my coaching class. So it was a long day, starting at 9 o'clock and ending at 9 or 10, because you work the whole day, come back, do the coaching, then come back and study. I also want to emphasize to all of you, my dear students, that while you study this course, you also have to focus on how many hours you're putting in and how smartly you are preparing. So back then, there were no technology, no tools. It was all writing the answer paper, studying on your own. So it was a long
you know what fascinates me? The struggle. Obviously, your father would have had to take difficult calls. Like you said, did he come and tell you that I can't afford your MBA?
He never said that. My father was a man of few words.
Those days, all fathers are quiet, no?
We just understood. And the best part is, he didn't know what I was doing. He didn't try to influence me. He didn't try to dissuade me from not doing it.
Just did his duty.
He just left. He said, you do whatever best you want. He gave us the best of the education. I'm grateful for that. But my mother, I really want to say, she is an inspiration. She did her B.Ed in Hindi and she used to give Hindi tuition. But she didn't work in a school because they were focusing on the family.
Yeah.
But couple of things, the value systems that she built in us as children, because she always said, whether it's a boy or a girl, she said, stand on your own legs, be financially independent. This is something she drove home so well right from the beginning. So maybe that's one of the things which motivated me to take up this course.
What interests me is you walked to a school and you asked for a job.
Yes.
That itself must have been, not many people do it now.
Yes.
They apply online. How tough was it for you? Just walked in?
Yes.
And that person said, okay, I'll give you a job.
Because I knew the principal. I had studied there. And
you had studied in the same school. So
Yeah, I did that. But after about a year or so, I also had a job in the state government department. I had written the Public Service Commission exam, but it's I'm saying it is a very entry level, It's a clerical grade job. I took that
class 3 or 2, they call it.
Yes, it was the junior assistant. Why I'm telling this is, I did that for 2 years because again, it gave me a lot of time to study. Money was not the motive. It was not while I was earning. It's not that I wanted to be in a corporate, but I wanted somewhere where I get a balanced time to study.
Yes, the best.
So that helped me.
The best thing to do now is to tell these kids, what is a company secretary? How different is that person from a chartered accountant?
Yes, it's an interesting question. We coexist. See, there are like Trimurtis.
Yes.
You have 3 professional bodies in India, and they are so crucial for the growth of the economy as a whole and also helping the corporates. We have chartered accountants, the oldest organizations. Then you have cost and works accountants. Now, of course, they are called CMA, chartered management accountants. Then comes the youngest of the 3, company secretaries. Now, company secretaries, it's not to be confused with personal secretary, because those who are not aware of this, they think it's a personal secretary. Today, in the typical sense, there is no personal secretary as a role at all. But here, when you say company secretary, the focus is on equipping oneself with a plethora of laws. Because all of you, when you are studying BCom, you are already exposed to company law, you're exposed to GST, you're exposed to income tax, you're exposed to listing, you're exposed to banking laws, intellectual property rights. Now we go deeper and deeper because you have 3 levels of exam here. Similar to CA, you also have about 21 months of training and a lot of other trainings which are given. So company secretary, if I would like to put it in one word, for a corporate, a company secretary can be called a conscious keeper.
Yeah, I agree.
We are the conscious keeper. Because, can I take some time to explain about the corporate structure?
There's a lot of time, ma'am.
Yeah. So, when you look at a corporate structure, you look at the shareholders who are the owners of the business, right? They trust a body of people called board of directors.
Yeah.
Right? These board of directors will be either operational or they will also be strategic in their functions, but they are holding a fiduciary position. right?
Mm.
They are in trust. They are holding this position in trust for with the shareholders.
Agreed.
Make sure that they run the business as they want.
Yes.
And now there are so many laws applicable, so many do's and
Yeah.
don'ts, so many boundaries within which they have to work or they must not breach. Don't you think there is somebody required who
It is an
who has
intellectual
the
job.
input? Yes.
It is an intellectual job. It's not a paperwork job.
Yes, it's
That's
a
what I'm trying.
combination of so many things. Now, you need an expert who is equipped to
Okay.
guide this board.
Yeah.
So, if you want to use the word, we could be called as advisors, margadharshaks,
That's
right?
a good way to put it.
Yeah. So, it's not that it's coming by age. By age, I think we get better.
Yes.
But even when you qualify, the exam itself qualifies you with so many subjects, also with the training modules which we have. So we are the conscious keepers for the corporates, for the shareholders, and we guide the board, we guide so many stakeholders. This, when I'm looking at it as a corporate.
So
But
you're,
of course,
you're the
somebody like me, I also,
custodian of discipline of a company. Would you
Yes.
say that?
yes, we are the custodian. We are the custodian and we carry huge responsibility.
I'll tell you, I want to quickly, a lot of kids will write to us saying, ma'am, AI is here. It'll take away the intellectual jobs. I don't think so.
No.
I'll tell you where CS or company secretaries matter. There is something called CSR advisory. I'm
Right.
sure AI will give you what is CSR and give you some advice, but it's not real world advice. One.
True.
Takeovers and acquisitions. I'm sure no AI will come and make you understand takeovers and acquisitions because there are two parties trying to merge with each
Yeah.
other.
See, there are people involved.
Yes,
right?
there's
There are
people involved, yes.
dynamics. It's not just about the provisions and the laws.
So perhaps, there's incorporation. AI will give you the, list
True,
and
but
that's it. But it's still people led. That's why company secretaries matter.
So today we are all learned to live with technology and with AI. We are all learning how to use that to aid our practice or aid us.
Correct.
As recently as day before, there was a call from one of the CEOs. He said, I did all my research on ChatGPT, Copilot, whatever it
Okay.
is. He said, I got lot of things. But still, there is something from your experience and from the insights that you have. You can bring something. Can you give me a note? And you can charge me for that. Because
Absolutely.
they are valuing that what we bring in from our experience.
Let's tell these kids something. In the world of business, there is always one company acquiring another. And as a CEO acquiring another company, they can't leave it to AI. Or they'll just get the methods of acquisition, perhaps.
Right.
But to give advice and saying whether that company is functioning better, whether its cap table is clean, right? That is what you people are.
Yes, we could use the AI to make our job easier, but then putting it together and then analyzing, interpreting that, and guiding the board, guiding these companies on which paths to take forward.
Yeah.
See, one, I would like to distinguish here to all the students that it is not just advisory. If you see in a corporate setup, we are also the compliance officer,
Correct.
which means I am responsible, I am accountable not only to give advice, to make sure that that advice is also implemented.
Absolutely.
And you see, we are in a very unique position. Many times, I may not be able to do everything myself. I don't have enough reportees, right? But still, I need to have that people dynamics, that interpersonal skills
Yes.
to make sure that I'm able to speak to the board, I'm able to speak to the regulator, to the auditors, to the other CXOs in the company. When I mean CXOs, it is your heads of, for example, a CFO, HR head, legal head,
Many stakeholders.
marketing head,
Many stakeholders.
multiple stakeholders I am accountable for.
So you're doing an audit on everyone. In actual fact.
I am also, I should be able to get the right kind of information from all
absolutely.
of them.
You have to make sure it's true. Especially in an acquisition, you have to ensure that all parties are in the same table.
Yes, yes.
Wow. So
See, we could also look at when I said conscious keeper, I said
it is a conscious keeper, yes.
I can also look at myself as an anchor.
Yeah, you are that.
I'm a key manager,
Yes.
but I'm an anchor, who is performing the duties in the interest of the company.
Okay, let me throw this at you. Students, most of the students don't see this as an opportunity because they've always been told, BCom, if you do BCom, take CA. Right, good profession, but why don't they see it this way, ma'am? I mean, you explained it very well. Is there a marketing level problem with the company secretaries or...
May not be. Let me tell you, from the institute also, they are quite aggressive. They are having lot of campus counseling sessions, which they have. I know very well. When I was the chairman of the Bangalore chapter of Company Secretaries of India, also we had, that was about 12 years ago. Now it has increased multifold. Smaller towns, there are a lot of
Yes.
company secretary students who are there.
That's
There
good.
are multiple ways in which they are spreading.
Mhm.
But let me tell you, I just want to share a little bit of tip to whoever wants to take up
Yeah, especially from
any course.
rural towns.
Rural towns and any
Mm.
course. Don't take up any course just because your best friend is taking up or your neighbor is taking up or your cousin did that or your parents told you or somebody told you. Please spend some time and think, what is it that you want to do? If you don't know, I think it's good to even get some counseling
Yes.
done. For example, company secretary course, like I have been telling you all through, the focus is on law.
Yeah.
It's a legal perspective.
Therefore, you keep saying compliance. Coming back to that.
Compliance, law, rules, regulations,
Yes.
standards, we need to adhere to this. So you need to have an aptitude to law,
Interesting.
right? To be able to draft, to be able to
Yeah.
read, to be able to analyze, interpret,
Three key terms:
Yes.
read, evaluate, interpret.
interpret.
It's three things that kids have to learn today.
Yes. And with the ultimate goal, when I become a company secretary, how do I actually be valued as an advisor? Is when I give business solutions.
Yes.
It's not about at the time of writing your exam, you just write the exam. But when you train and you move out, come into the corporate sector, it is all about what business solutions you
Yeah.
give to the corporate.
Ma'am, that clarity that you have, obviously, people don't get it at a young age. It's
Yes.
through experience, obviously. But the clarity to know why you're doing this. When did you get it? I know you were in a school as an accountant.
Yeah.
You were doing this exam, studying for it at least.
Yes.
And you pass it in the 1990 or 91 or somewhere there,
Yes,
right?
yes.
What was it? A good 4 years after your BCom, hard work,
Yes,
many
yes.
attempts.
No, I luckily I think there was only one attempt that I flunked only in one session, but otherwise rest of it.
Came naturally and you
Yes,
finished it.
Yes, I
So-
finished it.
When did you get this clarity that, look, I've got this? Would you want to call it a certificate? It's not a certificate. It's a
It's a membership.
It's a membership,
institute.
yeah.
You complete the exam and you become a member.
you're a member. And now, when did you realize that this really means something? It has taken me from a position that, you could have just been an accountant, from just being an accountant to a level where you're now advising people or you're with people, surrounded by people who have so much knowledge. You're exposed to the corporate world. Let me
Right.
put it that way.
Right.
Because you do join a corporate at that time, right? It's
Yes,
a large,
yes,
it's Bueller.
Yes.
You join Bueller. So how did that transition happen? The question I'm asking is the clarity and courage. How did you develop that, and why people need to develop that?
Yeah, one, I think clarity when you take up the course, this clarity should be there when you take up the course. Like I said, don't do it because somebody else is doing it. You really see a focus there and you want to do it. Of course, some of them pass quickly,
Yeah.
some of them take many years,
Yes.
but perseverance is required
Right.
here. Once you have the clarity, this is what you want to do, I think that question is already answered.
Yeah.
So the next logical step is, at that time, I'm talking about 3 decades ago, it was mostly going into a corporate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Today, the youngsters have very good opportunity to also join firms like ours, where it's a practicing firm, just like a CA practice. It's a company secretary practice firm, where it's a consulting. So we can give them exposure to multiple clients, multiple sectors, different kinds of jobs. So they can also join us. There are many other opportunities. So for me back then, it was the corporate, which was.
Was it harder? The reason is,
It was at that time.
did you have a tough interview session with the CS of that company or the
No, I
or CFO of that company?
Yeah, I was the first CS.
And that women at the time, very little, right? I mean, you'll have to say that to people now.
Very less, yes.
Was it a tough interview?
I don't think it was a tough interview, but finding the opportunity was tough back then.
How did you discover it?
So this again, it was thanks to one of my friends. He said there was a note on the notice board of the chapter. We had a chapter office in Cunningham Road, Sheriff Chambers.
Oh, you'd come to Bangalore by then.
Yes, I had come to Bangalore, moved from Hyderabad to this. And he said there is a vacancy there, but it was also put out by a recruiter, a consulting firm.
On paper.
Yeah,
newspaper.
No, it was on the notice board.
Okay.
But
Notice board of the institute.
Wow.
So you have to go look at notice board.
You have to go. It's just like going and looking at your marks, right? When we used to pass at that time, we had to go there and search. There was nothing,
Yeah.
no internet.
And
But Vishal, I think I want to step back a
Yes,
little and share the difficulty I had in coming to Bangalore, not knowing anybody. This, I'm sure,
I didn't
Most
know
of
that.
you-
I thought you'd.
Most of you will also relate. So you may feel that I'm from Hyderabad and it was a big city. Yes, it is a city. It was a city back then, but still nobody from my family had done
CS.
CS. My father was not all that educated. I didn't know whom to go to. When I came here, I didn't know where the chapter was because I had to go and register here. I still remember one of my uncles, he took me on the scooter and said, there is Cunningham Road chapter here, go and find out. And
How did he know there's a chapter there?
I think we just looked at Yellow Pages or directory or something.
If for those of you who don't know, Yellow Pages was a huge
Yes,
book that
huge
every family would have in their house.
Yes, treasure. So I'll tell you again, there were no communication was very poor. We didn't have telephones.
No tele-
We only had STD
Sure.
booths.
And you had to show up also.
So for me to get to anybody to ask, can you train me? I remember I used to keep calling with that 1 rupee coin booth,
Yeah.
right? Keep calling.
And what is the
find
time?
booth.
It give you 4 minutes or something, no? Or
Yes,
less than.
just 1 to 3 minutes, I think. So I'm saying getting to know where you have training opportunities, who is giving you training, is there a vacancy? All that was a huge challenge back then. So compared to that today, that's why when I started my own firm, I feel very happy that at least this is a place where there are so many people who can get trained.
Times have
But I'm
changed.
saying even when I came from one city to a good city like Bangalore,
Yeah.
the challenges were similar to what many of you will be facing.
Yeah. No, that's a wonderful point. The fact that they have opportunities to work with mid-sized companies such as yours. There's many more CS firms. There's many more startups that you can join. Would startups hire CS people?
Yes. Today, I'll tell you, we work with a lot of startups. There is a place for us as advisors, as a practicing company secretary to support them because we have a team, we have the experience. But as they keep moving on to their, further funding rounds, because
Correct.
startup, if you see, the animal is such that initially it's bootstrapped. After that, continuously it keeps getting funded.
Yeah.
If that funding funnel dries up, it dies.
Need complete.
Most cases, unless they have a revenue model. Now, we are seeing increasingly that the compliance requirements challenges are so high and the regulators are coming down very heavily if there is a non-compliance, that there is a huge demand for company secretaries. It could also be semi-qualified. I want to bring in this concept of semi-qualified and qualified. Qualified, of course, who complete the exam, and then there are a lot of opportunities. But many of them pass up to, say, CS executive level. It is one level. And they are fairly experienced. If they have completed their training, many of them in my firm also, they are equally good. Without having a full-time membership, they're good. Now, they can also look at joining startups, or even fully qualified also can look at joining startups. There's a good opportunity, I would say.
Well, ma'am, you talk so many things. You obviously worked in a corporate. For me, what is interesting is the opportunities that you make for yourself. Today's children can do it faster, better. In your case, you worked 2 decades before you said, I'll go figure out if I could do it on my own. Who gave you that support at this point of time? I'm sure you're married, you have children. Why take the risk? Because none of my mother was a banker. She worked in Syndicate Bank for 38 years.
Amazing.
So how did you take that risk?
So for me, I've been very fortunate to have some very supportive men.
And
Honestly, I give it to the men in my life, and maybe I could come on a different podcast to say who are all the important men, who have catalysts in my.
I will call you on my podcast for that.
Sure.
Okay.
Because I want to pay my gratitude to all of them. Anyway, coming back to why I started on my own, this completely my husband was the one who supported me. I had no intention of starting on my own because I always had a doubt, will I get clients? What will I do? Because I was working only for one corporate, and working for a single company versus working for multiple companies, it's a different ball game. But that gave me a good start, and I was solid for about 15 years before I started on my own.
So your knowledge was solid.
Yes.
That's the base.
Yes.
But only thing is the fear, right?
Yeah, knowledge, and also I knew how to relate and how to handle different stakeholders.
Yes.
But then, like we were talking earlier, Vishal, starting on your own, you become an entrepreneur. There are so many things that you have to do on your own, and you're alone when you start.
Yes.
Right. So anyway, when I was working in the company, I had done a lot of things, but I felt I needed something more challenging.
Okay.
And that's the reason once fine day, suddenly I decided, with no planning, nothing, no preparation, I just took a call. I spoke to the managing director and said, I want to move on.
Okay.
But he was kind enough, and I am very grateful for that support I received from my employer, Bueller India. because they gave me a 1-year retainership. And my promise to them,
So they became the first client.
yes, I said I'm not going to abandon you because it's an important position I was holding. I was the only one doing.
That's so sweet of them.
Yeah, I said I'll help you find a junior, my successor, junior guy, and I will train him for 1 year. So I was there to handhold, and that also gave me the financial.
The seed fund.
Yes. In a way, it had helped me to do that. Then I knew that how could I start on my own.
Ah.
That was helpful.
What was that one experience that changed you? After Bueller, of course, you found that person. Do you remember selling is hard? But going back, you were natural because you'd go ask when you were younger, you would ask people for jobs or direction, right? So did you do it this time? Did you go around meeting 10 different companies?
No, I
Remember that moment?
I think that is still a challenge for me. I am not able to go out, and though I have a good network.
Yeah. You have a good team?
Yes, I have it. I've built a very good team, good processes. I have a goodwill built because of the quality of work we do. But still, I have not learned the art of going and selling. First of all, our
Selling
code
is
of
hard,
conduct.
ma'am.
Yes,
Let me tell you.
code of conduct of our.
You can't advertise.
Yes, I can't advertise. I can't solicit.
Yes.
So it all has to be done indirectly. But I'll tell you, my learning from that initial 5 years is one, of course, how do you go and get your consulting business? More importantly, finding the right partner, co-founder. And this experience which I had, because there is another story to it, maybe for some other days, but not having the right kind of co-founders can really pull you down. It may be good to go single. And this is a learning which I carry with me. And I'm not saying you should not expand, but this learning I have been able to extrapolate. And now when I do mentoring, I do a lot of mentoring for startups, startup entrepreneurs, legal mentoring. One of the basic questions is, should I be single? How long should I be a solopreneur?
I'm going to take this cue from you. I'm at that problem.
I'll be very happy to guide you in
Yes,
this.
ma'am. Thank
Should I get a co-founder? Should I form a company? Is it too early? Is it too late? So these are all questions which that practical experience which I had helped me. So that was a great learning. When we make some mistakes and then we have learned.
Okay. So what is the best thing about the 10 years of being in business, or 14 years now? The company.
Yes, we are 15 years on.
So what is the best thing that's happened? I know in your website you say one of the startups has become a unicorn. That must have been good.
Yes.
But what was the best thing or the best client, and why you feel that, okay, I'm not salaried, but doing this has made my company happy or yourself happy?
Yes. See, earlier I was just looking at myself and the company.
Right.
Today, apart from my family, I have my team, which is my family.
Yeah.
In fact, I can look at my clientele also as my family because we owe it to all of them, right? There is an accountability which is there. When they do well, we also do well.
Ma'am, you worked with over 300 companies, right?
Be over a
That's a
period of
lot of
Yes.
people, ma'am.
be over a period. But for me, Vishal, if you ask me the measure of success, okay, I am also doing quite well by God's grace, materialistically doing well, emotionally doing well. But what gives me happiness, this I think I really want to address it to all the commerce students or anybody listening, especially from the smaller towns. Most of my people, they join me as trainees. And invariably, all of them are from small towns. There's somebody who has come from, some small town in Chhattisgarh. There's somebody who has come from Bihar. Somebody who has come, a lot of people have come from Sirsi, they have come from Sagara, they have come from these smaller towns and from Udupi. And when they all come, when they're really raw, when we guide them, when we mold them, and they start talking to clients, they start talking to bigger CEOs, they start writing to all of them, and they start thinking and giving solutions. I think nothing better than this which gives me happiness, because I was doing all that. But if I'm able to empower, other youngsters who are able to do this and maybe even able to do this better, so what more can I be happy about?
No, so on that note, guys, you have to like and subscribe to the channel to know more about Mentors for Kids. We are exactly what ma'am just said. Sharda ma'am has just said that she wants to give back to people, and that's what you've been doing. And she's kind enough to be on this program because she's employed a lot of rural kids, like she mentioned. Chhattisgarh and Bihar, somebody from Bihar showed up, and Sirsi and Sagara in Karnataka. Ma'am, I mean, what is the, you and I are from cities like Bangalore, Hyderabad.
Yes, I see
When I look at rural India, it's still, although there's smartphones, the devices have changed, people are still the same in terms of rural is rural when you talk in India. The exposure is very little, right?
Yes.
So they have the same problems when they come into the real world, especially in a city like Bangalore, daunting. what are their hopes and what do they want to aspire for? Do they know where they're going? These rural kids.
Some of them, they may not.
Okay.
Because many of them who joined, they just took up the course and
Okay.
came to me. And I'm sure they also go to so many other.
Yes.
Some of them are clear, some of them are not clear.
Okay.
That's why I said the clarity of thought on when you
Yeah.
choose this course is missing in some of them.
Isn't that told in college? Nobody tells them.
No, they do tell them. Of course, many times the courses are also sold that
Yeah.
you will become immediately a
Manager.
company secretary of a listed company. This is what you will earn.
No.
But it's a journey that they have to go.
It's-
But Vishal, I think clarity is something which has to come from within,
yeah.
right? You may take time. Even at our age, we may not have clarity on a
Yeah.
lot of things.
Yeah.
But I think clarity is required. These are all kids who have aspirations.
Yeah.
They want to do a lot. And but today, I think the benefit is there are a lot of role models.
Yeah.
There are people who are going and talking to them. Colleges are having a lot of sessions. You have portals, you have LinkedIn, you have social media where people are posting.
Information is everywhere.
Information is available.
Okay. And so they can't take it easy. They have to, it should be easy. Their lives, they can get clarity faster, you're saying.
Clarity is there, but then this is something which I have to work on, right?
Or you
I have to be
train them?
successful.
You train them? on
Yes,
this?
we have a 21-month compulsory
Okay.
training.
Internship.
It is mandated by the institute.
No, which is good, no?
They have.
Which is what gives you direction, focus instead of running off in 3 months to somebody else.
Yes.
I'm glad.
It's a very structured training program.
I'm glad we should. I'm going to hold you to all these questions in another podcast. There's so much to discuss about mentoring itself,
We
right?
can do that. I'll be happy.
So moving on, if one is the level of confidence when they come in and the clarity, the second one is the changing aspects of technology in today's world. Yes, there are phones, and I mentioned this AI thing. It's around. It's almost as if in the old days we had to learn typing.
Yes,
We all
I started as a junior typist.
Absolutely. So computers are also typing. Only the
Yes.
form factor changed,
True.
right? But then now suddenly you have the digital world, which is data, which is going at high speed. Clients expect thought processes faster. How can they use the digital world? Say the next 5 years. I'm only saying 5 years because AI is crunching the world and timeline
Yeah.
into few days instead of. Ma'am, I'll tell you honestly, just digressing. Doing presentations used to take me 2 hours.
True.
Designing it took me 2 hours of finding the right template. It takes me 20 seconds now, just with the prompt. If that is the pace at which we are operating, it's good because we get to win more clients, more customers, and I'm sure clients will become even more demanding.
Yes.
How should kids handle this, ma'am?
Yeah. But I think this should not be at the cost of not improving your knowledge.
That's true.
Because the
there's
basic
something
domain
easy.
knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah. Because today, earlier you used to get in Google. Today it's a ChatGPT,
Yeah.
other AI tools which are already there.
Yes.
And we are all subscribing to AI tools already as a firm itself. Because we also want to take advantage of technology. But I think the fundamentals when you are studying in the course, it has to be strong. And this is something which is strengthened during the training.
Yeah.
Because you have learned a lot of theory. This is the practical part of it.
Yeah.
In fact, some of my trainees who have joined over a period, we monitor their progress and they're very happy to say we have learned how to talk to CEOs, how to talk to auditors, how to talk to founders, how to talk to directors. Now, these are things which you don't get in the books.
Yeah.
And this is why the training is important. But tools, if you have AI tools, technology, they all aid you. But there is reading, constantly updating. This is so, for example, all of us are students for life.
I agree. In our subjects, we are.
So, for us, if I want to say, there was an era before the Companies Act 2013.
Yes.
Companies Act 2013 is a game changer, especially for company secretaries. The era before that, which I belonged, it was a little laid back. We had limited opportunities and we could take time to read, understand, analyze and come back. Today, after 2013, there are so many opportunities, doors open for us. But we should always be on our feet.
Give them an example, ma'am. I did company law and all that. Even I was very laid back. It was a textbook.
Yes.
They'll give you a set of questions. There are some case studies. If you memorize those case studies, you're through. It's changed now.
No, today, for example, I just want to take what we spoke earlier about startups you were asking.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Is there a role? There's a huge role for us. Startups, I know many of them crib that there is no ease of doing business. It is highly regulated. There is an overkill of regulation and all of that. But that's where the opportunity is for us. There is a reason why there are some regulations. Even simple thing of incorporating a company or raising funds or making sure you're taking a loan or you're giving a loan, all these are highly regulated. And without a company secretary looking into it, I don't think startups also will be able to.
Yeah.
And what I also find now is, this is something I want to tell. I'm not saying CA versus CS.
Yes. Yes.
It is CA with CS.
Yeah.
CA with lawyers, CS with lawyers, CS with valuers, CS with, cost accountants. We are all in a collaborative space.
It is
The
collaborative.
only way we can work.
So it's convergence and collaboration. And startups, ma'am, they are, I mean, now that we've talked about CS, it's not an expensive thing, right? Say, if you're a 2-man technology team building for some US client, you have a minimum viable product where somebody has come and said, I'll pay you for the product for the next 1 year. Then, that's when the engineers start registering the company,
Right.
and then doing everything around banking transactions, structuring contract. Maybe there's a seed fund coming in
Yes,
or an angel investor. So they can come to a company secretary, right?
obviously.
So, right?
We can guide them. So we have a role to play as a practicing company secretary, consulting them and enabling these businesses to be set up. And you could also join a startup, not in the initial stages, but when they raise, for example, Series A or B funding, they have a need for this. So in both the places you have. Later on, of course, the journey is up to IPO, right? Today, so many IPOs are
successful ones.
targeted. Yes. So we have a role to play all of that. So coming back to your question, Vishal, so our fundamental, our domain knowledge, basic law, education, and the knowledge that we have has to be solid.
Yeah.
Your interpretive skills have to be good. And then you have to keep constantly updating.
Yeah.
Tools cannot replace this. It can only enable it and, make it better. Fortify this. That's what I would say.
So you're saying it's not about textbooks or the digital era. It's about adapting. Interpretation of the knowledge is key.
True.
Right? You might learn music theory, but if you don't know how to play by ear or play by intuition, it's going to be difficult, isn't it?
Yeah, if AI puts out a note or an opinion, I should be able to say if it is true. Because they come, all the AI tools today are coming with a disclaimer.
Yeah, I know.
That
they make mistakes.
Yeah.
They make mistakes.
So do we have that knowledge to identify?
That's wonderful. And my final question is about the younger people. And again, it's about building careers. What is this one thing that it could be one or two things, ma'am? You could say, what are these two things that they should carry forward, right? When they start BCom as a career, they may have started it because they were not good at science and come into BCom as well. But it could be, but there is a future in that degree. There is value in this degree. What is that one thing that they should keep in mind to make this degree valuable to them?
See, BCom, like any other degree, is just a base.
Yeah.
Right? You're just starting off from there. But from there, once you have chosen a course like company secretary, now company secretaries, it's lifting you to a next orbit.
Yeah.
This is a pedestal which is put you on with exposure to so many legislations.
Correct.
We are equipped with so many things. We are able to be in the advisory position.
Yeah.
So I think you should have first is clarity why you are focusing on this. Why did you pick it up?
Yeah.
Then you need the perseverance.
Absolutely.
This is a long haul. This is not a sprint. I'm telling you, both the course completion is not a sprint and even the journey. Unless you want to just drop it off sometime and do something completely different. Because today people are all in, they take gap years, they go and travel.
They bake sometimes.
They do all of that. But if you want to continue this as a profession, it is like a marathon. It's a long one. You keep, equipping yourself at it. So you need that perseverance. You need that deep knowledge.
Advice to women.
And communication.
Yeah, advice to women also, ma'am.
Women. Yeah.
Women who do BCom and give it up, or they want to do something in their lives, or do CS and also give it up sometimes. What should they do? Because inflation, if you see jobs today, you go back to your dad, he had a very difficult time. It's come back to that level. In a sense, inflation, one person earning for the family is horrible.
Yes.
Right? Be it man or woman. What would you advise to women who can come back to the economy and probably perhaps finish their CS at the age of 30 perhaps? Are there many opportunities for them? And the other thing is, you mentioned communication for both. We can probably end with the communication side.
Yeah, if I want to talk about women, this is something very close to my heart. I am a woman. I have been through this. And, I have some wonderful experiences of how I managed when I took a break for my first son and my second son, that I think there should be another podcast.
We'll talk about that. But with all the men who actually, we could talk about the men who helped you.
They have helped me.
And your sons have helped you.
Yes,
So,
everybody. I will have a line of stories of gratitude. But what I want to say is, all of this was a struggle. Either I could have just dropped the ball and said, I'm not going to continue.
Oh, yeah.
But there was a lot of family support that I continued all of that. But I'm happy I'm doing it. Now, so as whether you're a man or a woman, I think it's the merit and it's a profession. One, it could be because you need financial independence and you need to support your family. But if you look at it that way, this becomes only a job. It's not a career or a profession.
Again, going back, adaptability, thinking, interpretation, you need to carry all that forward. Yes.
So for women, I think just hang on there, take the support. And this is a wonderful course where even if you take a break, you can come back. Now, at this point in time, I want to also mention.
Yes, please.
Recently, our institute also has come up with a reboot course. In fact, I did one of the sessions.
There's a reboot then?
Reboot.
For women.
For women, it's not only restricted, but it is more appealing to women because for various reasons, we are the ones who step back always in a family.
Yeah.
Now, this course is, I really commend our institute for bringing in this
reboot course. Yes.
So there are reboot courses, there is technology, there are role models. But I think somewhere within, we should be very clear.
I'm so glad they've started the reboot program.
Yes.
Which is very important in this economy.
Very important.
So women shouldn't give up. They shouldn't drop the ball.
Because I said this is a long journey, right? You can always come back. And it's all within you. And the most important thing, Vishal, I think whether men or women, more so as women, if I want to do this, then I must be very clear. I must have the conviction. I must ask for a support. I must create that support system. Without a support system, I don't think I can ever do anything alone. So it's important to create the support system that we have, whether at office or at home or within your family. But creating that, I am sure as women, you will definitely be able to continue. And today with technology, I have, for example, one of my employees who moved to Chennai. She continues to work for me. She's just on a maternity break. But there are people who can sit anywhere across the world. And
with the technology today, you can work out of anywhere. Because
amazing opportunities you have.
Okay. I am going to hold you to this because I will definitely, through Mentors for Kids, do session with women, BCom final year girls who need to know where they're going. In rural regions, there's a huge dropout rate, ma'am.
Unfortunately, it's also here.
It's also in Bangalore?
Yeah, after they qualify, they're not able to manage their professional and personal...
family expectations and all that.
So that is, again, I think it's an interpersonal skill of how do you negotiate with...
No, great. So my last question to you. If you could go back in time and advise your 21-year-old self again, right, what would that be? And how would you be different today with that advice?
I have been such a studious person.
Okay.
I wish I was a little bit more reckless.
So you just go out a little more.
Enjoy life. Take it a little bit more easy.
Yes.
Of course, continuing to be focused in what I am doing. But no regrets that the journey I have had. No regrets. I would have, graduated maybe from IIM as an MBA. Or,
you've got an executive program there.
Yes, I have done that.
Yes.
Maybe I would have done that
earlier.
Or I would have done law many times. But being a company secretary, I think, in all humility, I can say I have achieved a lot. Okay. So I started as a temporary typist. Today, I'm happy to say that I have been called to boards to be independent director.
Yes. And you're on the board of 2 companies.
Yes. So what I'm saying is, that's the kind of breadth of and depth of opportunities that we have once we hone ourselves.
This has been a wonderful interview on many levels. And I also want to ask you, how do you keep yourself busy? Do you read books? I know you have 2 kids who are doing very well, 2 different professions, of course. And it was also good to know they played sports. How do you keep yourself busy now that they've got wings and they've flown out of the house?
Yeah, they have always been on their own.
Yes.
But I do read books, but I think I am more into attending more of these seminars and networking sessions. I want to listen and take insights.
Learn from others.
From others. The other thing that I invested in personally in the last 15 years, because we also have to speak a little bit about communication, which is so very important. Confidence and communication is that I joined a Toastmasters club.
Heard of that.
Toastmasters is all about communication and leadership, two
Correct.
aspects of personality.
Correct.
Now, I was one of the founding members of the IIM Bangalore Toastmasters Club. It's called IIM Orators.
I've heard of that.
And that's, changed me tremendously in the relationships I have made, the way I am able to speak, articulate,
Leadership.
write, and my whole thinking, listening, evaluating, all these aspects, has, I feel it's transformed me. So that's an investment that I have made.
You have conquered all your fears. That's what you've done. And it's rightly so. I mean, the only thing that you're left with is now scaling up your company.
Right.
That's what you
That's
want to
something.
do. That's
Yeah.
something that you have in mind, and I'm sure you'll do it. So
I'm looking at a lot of reverse mentoring from
younger
like
people.
Pawan.
Yeah, Pawan for me for sure is a mentor.
Yes.
And we'll pick his brains right now. I think he's here. So on that note, boys and girls, if you come this far, the podcast has inspired me simply because you don't sit down, drop the ball, especially if you're a woman, and say, okay, I've got a degree now. Let's see. I may not grow. I may just sit there. No, please go out, write more exams, study. The opportunities today are plenty. There are mentors like ma'am. She's on LinkedIn. So write to her. Perhaps you write to us as well, and we'll bring her to your city or town to do sessions with you on how to be a company secretary. Not just that, how to improve your communications, how to be confident. And for you women out there, you make us all proud. Actually, you take a lot of tough decisions in your life, really. Women, right?
Yes.
They sacrifice so much. I'm glad that my mother worked because she put me through school while my father's business was down. So it is a teamwork kind of thing. In your case, your family has inspired you, and I'm sure with your story, you really told these kids that don't give up, go after knowledge. It's continuous learning, adapt, go beyond textbooks. Don't worry about AI, but you have to like this LMS Mentors for Kids. It's free for everybody. We're giving scholarships to students. Please like and subscribe our social media channels, but we'd like you to come and take the courses. If you're happy with your course, great, then you should go out more often, like ma'am was saying. But if you feel that you haven't achieved something, go to our LMS, learn something, and I'm sure that you'll pick up a thing or two about commerce. Today was all about being a company secretary. I hope you enjoyed it. Send me more questions. I'm Vishal Krishna signing off. And Sharda ma'am, you've been wonderful. You're an inspiration. We're going to do another podcast soon.
Sure. Thank you so much. I enjoyed speaking to you.
Same here, ma'am. Thank
To
you.
all of you.
Thank you.